This is a temple storage pouch which is available as a download on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website, and it's something that I designed to keep the templates that I've designed inside. So it takes up to 7 inches of your acrylic templates. On this one I've put a piece of applique on the front of each pocket, so I know exactly what's inside every one of these, but it helps to keep you organised. It's quite a simple make, and there's plenty of room in there with 8 pages for you to store not just your templates. You could use this to store things like your cables or pencils or whatever you want to store in it, really. But you've got these 8 pages. Every one of them has a zip on the top, but I have been asked to do a quick demonstration on how to make up the pockets. So the instructions are on the download. I'm not going to give you exact instructions here. It's just on how to make up the pocket, because this is the way that it works. Each one of the pages is one long pocket with a zip at each end, but it's all fully lined as well, as you can see there. So I've got a couple of pieces of fabric. These are not cut to the same size as in the instructions. This is purely just to show you how that pocket is put together. So I have 2 of the outer pieces and 2 lining pieces. So again, cut these to the size that are on the measurements on the download. And then I've got a couple of the zips which are slightly longer than the pocket. So first of all, I'm going to take one of the outer pieces and lay the zip facing down, so the slide is facing downwards, and sew across the top of the fabric. So let's pop that down there. I'm just going to move my needle over to the left hand side and sew straight down the centre. Then I'll take one of the lining pieces and sew this right sides together over the opposite side of the zip. So I like to sew from the side where I can see the stitch line. Pop that back under and sew. I do use an interfacing on the outer sections in the instructions. I don't want to use anything too padded. I've just used a Vaseline G700 on the main project, because if you use anything that's too padded, then it'll make it too bulky. Although I have used some wadding, I actually use fusible craft fleece on the outer cover. So let's pop the needle back to the centre, and I'm just going to top stitch alongside the zip. So I'm pulling the lining away from the zip underneath here and sew straight down. Just make sure the lining's all, because you can't see the lining on the other side, and sometimes it can kind of fold over and get caught in the stitches. So that's that. There's the lining, the outer, with the zip sandwiched in the centre. And then we're going to sew the second piece of the outer fabric to the opposite side. So I want this outer section on this side of the zip. So let's flip that over and line up the edges of the fabric and the edge of my zip and sew. So now we've got this, and then the second piece of lining is going to go on the opposite side of the zip, facing downwards. Line up the edges just like we did before, and sew. And just like before, let's open this out and top stitch alongside the zip. Pulling the lining away from the seam again. And then we'll need to sew the lining to the opposite side of the zip. So have a think about this in your mind, work it out as you're doing this, because we need, if we're sewing along this side here, we need the lining to be right sides together with this piece of fabric. So let's move this piece of lining out of the way, because if I fold that over and sew it to the opposite side of the zip, it's going to be the wrong side out. It needs to be facing down. So that's not going to work. So we'll fold that out of the way in the middle and fold this piece over. And this is going to go down this edge of the zip. Okay, so although I've got the other half of my fabric, my outer fabric in the centre, that's on this side of the zip, I want the lining to be right sides together with this piece, so it's that side of the zip. Just flip this over so I can sew it from the side that I've already sewn, and we'll sew down the edge. Then we'll need to do the same with the other side of the zip. So we'll need to turn this through. So now I want this lining to be right sides together with this. So let's fold that over. I've got the rest of the bag again in the middle, but it's this piece together with this piece that I'm concentrating on. Now let's turn this through. So then I've got my two outer pieces the right side up and my two lining pieces the right side out. I haven't top stitched along this side of the zip yet, so I'll do that now. So let's undo the zip. One of the advantages of having a too long zip is that you can open it right up, so you can get this underneath machine to top stitch. Again, I'm just pulling the lining away so I know it's flat. And then do the same with the opposite side of the zip. So there's my tube. So the next thing to do is to chop off the ends of the zip. Making sure that you don't chop off the slider. And then just to help when we start to construct the rest of the pocket, I'm going to sew the ends of the zip together just to hold them in place. So quite close to the edge within the seam allowance. And do the same on this open end of the zip. So I've got a complete tube with the lining and the outer fabric like so. Right, now we'll need to sew the sides together. So we'll need the zips open for this, both of them. And we're going to turn it inside out. And we'll need the outer pieces together and the lining pieces, right sides together. Like so. And then we're going to sew all the way around. When you come to the zip section, you push that towards the lining side. And we'll also need to leave a turning gap in the lining of around about 3 inches or so. So let's start just before the zip so I know it's going in the right direction. And also, so just keep lining up the edges, slowly over the zip. There's my turning gap, so let's stop there and snip, leave a gap, and then we'll carry on sewing all the way around. Again, when I'm coming up to the zip, poking that towards the lining side. I'm coming around to the outer fabric now, so just carry on sewing all the way around until you get back to the beginning. And then you need to do the same with the other side of the pocket, but this time we can go all the way around without leaving a turning gap. So let's start here. And as before, when you get to the zip, poke it towards the lining side and sew around the complete circle. Then find your turning gap. There we go. And we'll turn the whole thing the right side out. So this is why it's important to have the zips open so you can actually pull it all through. But the whole of that circle will completely come through that turning gap. Right, and then with lining side out, there's my turning gap. We'll need to sew that closed, so if you just pull the edges of it, the seam allowance should fold inwards, and then we can just sew over the top. And then let's turn this whole thing through to the right side. Okay, then we'll press it. So you can see that's created my one big long pocket. And let's close the zip up. And then this you're going to press in half with one zip sitting slightly underneath the other one, and again that's to cut down on the bulk when you put this inside your folder. And that's your page finished. So when these go inside the folder, they're sewn down the centre here, as you can see with my finished one here. So you've got 8 pockets altogether, so you're going to make 4 of these long pockets. Folded in half obviously makes 8. You do have room if you wanted to put another page in there, and then you'd have 10 pockets if you found that you needed more. So I hope you found that useful. Again, the instructions, there isn't a paper pattern to download, so you don't need a printer, and those instructions are downloadable on the website. I'll leave the details in the description box below the video. So I hope you found that useful. I'll see you again next time.